Hello YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Sharida. Welcome, and if you are a returning viewer, thank you all so much for the love and the continued support of my channel. Today's video is on a topic, you guys, I don't think I've covered since I started my channel a year and a half ago. I think I did this maybe 3 or 4 fragrance videos in, but today's topic is about bringing that man to his knees with your fragrance, okay? So without further ado, let's jump right into today's video. All right, love. So before we jump into today's video, I do want to let you know that this video is done in partnership with the luxury decants company SenseGift. Now, SenseGift has an amazing selection. They have amazing customer service. The shipping, very fast. And when I tell you, these fragrances that I'm about to recommend to you, when I say you need to get your nose on them, you need to. So first of all, announcement, you can save 15% on your purchases from today until January 30th using the code SH15. So when I say you need to run but do not walk to get your decant live. So the first fragrance that they are carrying, okay, that I recommend you try is going to be Ruby Red by the House of Oud. I'm telling you, men love that fragrance because what you're going to smell like in essence is a piece of like candied ginger. That is what you smell like when you put that thing on. It's warm, it's spicy, it's inviting, it's sweet, but not overly sweet. So if you're not a girl that's into those, you know, overly done, overly rich, thick gourmands, this one is going to be perfect for you. It maintains a freshness, and I just feel like it's one that wears beautifully in fall and winter. Now, the second one, honey, do you want to smell like a piece of hard candy? Cassiopeia. They have Cassiopeia. And what I love about SenseGift is they have the varying sizes of decants. So if there is a fragrance that is just absolutely, okay, you just will not ever drop the kind of coins on for a full bottle, you can still get you a travel size and you can still smell absolutely amazing, okay? Cassiopeia is a Tiziana Terenzi that will literally have you smelling like Jolly Ranchers, like literally, but expensive ones, okay? It's so beautiful. It's passion fruit. It's other, Terenzi fruits. You know how he does with the fruits. But it's a little floral. It's a little musky, but not overbearing musk like a lot of the Tiziana Terenzi fragrances can have. It's stunning, and you definitely, if you want to smell sweet and irresistible, definitely get your nose on that one. And the final one that I want to recommend is going to be Minuit at Demi. This thing is just such a beautiful, long-lasting cardamom, okay? You've got coffee, you've got some booziness, the perfect warm and spicy date night scent. I cannot speak highly enough of that one. If you love a tobacco scent, if you love it sweet, if you love it spicy, look no further, okay? So definitely get your nose on that one. All right, you guys, and a quick note, my cozy winter collection that I have curated for SenseGift is still available. So you can save 15% off of something that's already discounted 7%. Okay, so you get to bundle that savings, and the set comes with, if you're not familiar, these are 8 meal travel sizes. Okay, so you have Atomic Rose by Inicio. You have also Side Effect by Inicio. You have Fire at Will by Javoy. And you have What About Pop by the House of Oud. All spectacular fragrances that are perfect for winter. So be sure to visit their website and also sign up for their newsletter so you can always stay in the know about their latest drops. Again, a special thank you to SenseGift for sponsoring today's video. And let's go ahead and jump into today's list, you guys. All right, guys, so you know I wanted to put Delina on this list so bad, but I'm not gonna do it because for the most part, we already know that Delina, any of the Delinas, okay, it's gonna be like catnip for men. They love it. They cannot get enough of it. And I didn't want to bore you with the obvious, okay? But I'm going to give you one that men love that is from the same nose, okay? The same nose. And this is going to be from the House of Ex Nihilo, honey. And this is Fleur Narcole. So in this fragrance, it is literally like you are holding fresh peony petals in your hand. Just imagine they're wet with the morning dew and they smell just absolutely divine. You also have the most gorgeous peach note and lychee. So this is just, when I say quintessential, flirty, feminine, but super sophisticated, that is what this is in a bottle. In addition to the peony, you have this jasmine and petalia. I'm talking about any single like feminine thing you can think of. They bottled it up and put it into this bottle. It is gorgeous. And it's rounded off by some oak moss, musk, and just a few woodsy notes. But this wears beautifully. Have like this watery quality to it. It doesn't get overly sharp or overly sweet or heavy. Nothing like that. So if you felt that vibe from Delina, but you want something that's gonna knock his socks off just as much, give this one a try. It is absolutely stunning. And I find that even though this is, you know, such a beautiful floral delicate scent, it has some staying power. It has beautiful sillage, and I cannot get enough of this. This one I feel like is going to be more of a spring summer scent, but you need it. You need to get your nose on this fragrance. I purchased mine from Selfridges because I like to save $100 when I decide to buy a fragrance of this price, and saved $100 I did because it's way cheaper. If you have your Selfridges shipping membership, you get free shipping to the States, and it's just a annual cost for that, $50. So you do the math, all right? Again, this is Fleur Narcole by Ex Nihilo. Okay, so next up on this list is going to be a fragrance that I literally had to ban myself from wearing to work because, listen, I didn't make the fragrance, I just wore the fragrance. Absolute Aphrodisiac is by far going to be the most sexiest vanilla ever created, okay, that I've smelled so far. And I don't know what they put in here. I swear they had like a pheromone equivalent put into this mixture, because this went well beyond having a compliment factor. I wear this and I actually get asked out on dates by perfect strangers. And y'all, I got asked out 3 times in one day when I wore this while at work. Okay, I don't look like this at work. I don't look, listen, uniform, hair in a bun, this. And when I tell you the only thing that I can think of as to why men were acting so crazy on this particular day, this. Okay, so I've stopped wearing it to work. This is going to be reserved for date nights, honey, okay? Date nights, Netflix and chill, or when I just want to feel like my sexiest self off the clock. So this fragrance has definitely, you know, a double dose of vanilla. It's a very vanilla forward fragrance, but it has that castoreum note in there, which gives it an animalic quality. Now, it does have leather listed on Fragrantica, but I don't really pick up leathery. I pick up an animalic quality, but I don't pick up leathery. And if I'm not mistaken, when I actually looked at the perfumer's website, I didn't see leather listed. So I don't know if it's leather actually in this or not, a leather note or a cord. But either way, it's beautiful. It is so smooth and it's rich and it's deep in it, but it doesn't weigh too heavy. Like, it's not a thick, heavy, cloying, weigh you down type of scent. And this is going to be, when I say perfect for winter weather, this one is not a loud, huge projector, but you know she's there, okay? You know she's in the room, and she is gonna command a little bit of attention when she steps within that arm's length distance or space. It is, this might be my favorite Initio. It is. I ain't even gonna lie. My favorite Initio has been crowned, and it is absolute aphrodisiac. Must have, must try, must smell. It's not gonna be a vanilla for everyone. It's not, because of that castoreum note, but it is a vanilla for me. All right, next up is going to be the very sexy orange blossom, and that is Libre la Parfum. So if you have been on my, you know, watching me, you ride with me, you know that I was never, ever, 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 ever a fan of the Libre line. I had tried them and they just weren't for me. Some of the versions are very scratchy on my skin. I never got a sweet vanilla component to the Intense. The first one, I feel like it was nice, but it was just that very bossy, clean girl. Like, that's not really my aesthetic. You know, I like it sweet, okay? And so I was automatically in love, love at first spray, love at first sniff, and I didn't even want to admit it to myself. I was in the mall, and I was just like, girl, let me just give it a try. Oh, 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 this what we doing? And you know what? I bought myself a bottle and I never thought I'd see the day. And I think this one, like fragrance of the year. Hello, shout out. So yes, if you did not like any of the others, just give this one a try. I felt like they really tried to pull in that last sector of the female, population that were Libre haters because literally everyone that I know that did not like, the OG, the Intense, the EDT, they ride with this one. They rock it, they love it, and men love it. It's very sexy. Okay, so you have the addition of what? First of all, you got less lavender, okay, which is very good for some people's nose, and then you have this addition of like a saffron, and the honey makes it so sweet and it smooths everything out. And it is beautiful. You got a little vetiver in there, I think. And this is just a beautiful, beautiful orange blossom fragrance. I must say, I was very impressed. And this performs. I feel like I put this on. Beginning of the workday is definitely there by the time I go home. And if you don't know, I work 12-hour shifts. So when I tell you that I'm putting something on at 5 a.m. and I don't get home until right about 7, that's a long day. And this is still on, my skin and clothes at the end of a very, very long day. Beautiful sillage projection. It performs, okay? A lot of these designers out here, they perform. So no performance issues out of this one. And men really do seem to love this one. So if you're looking for an orange blossom, if you're an orange blossom girl, but you want something sexy for date night, a Libre La Parfum, definitely check this one out. All right, you guys. Next up is tried and true Man Magnet Vanilla 28 by KLE. I'm not going to spend too much time because you already know. But KLE, I feel like sweet brown sugar vanilla, but it is the musk. It is that KLE like distinct musk that makes it sexy, okay? So this is a very sexy, flirty fragrance without even trying. It layers with everything in your collection darn near. And when you want to make him, go crazy, just wear this by itself. Overspray and he will be all over you, period. So if you have never smelled it, I don't know who alive and Fred come hasn't. If you haven't smelled it, please get your nose on this because men love this on the girls, okay? All right, so next up on this list is going to be Blue Heart, and this is from the house of Tamine. Blue Heart is a uber sexy musk, okay? So you've got this very airy, sexy saffron and coconut. Saffron is just a sexy note. If you want, a warm and spicy element, and you want it to come across as sexy, just throw some saffron in there, okay? There is like a cypriol oil, which gives it a little earthiness and woodiness, and you have this coconut on, a bed of vanilla, and this is just exquisite, you guys. This is so beautiful to me. Oh my gosh. I know so many people have purchased it off my recommendation when it was at Selfridges because it was an exclusive for so long. But now we finally have it stateside. I know that Twisted Lily is now carrying it because we have a US distributor for Tamine, thank God. So definitely check it out. You guys, it is beautiful. Men always stop me and ask me what I'm wearing when I have this on. I've told this story before. Like someone had literally just been robbed at gunpoint. I came up to this man and his first thought was, "You smell really good. Thank you. But are you okay?" But anyway, so yeah, it got his mind off of being a victim for just a split second. And that's the thing, like, yo, you can really like brighten not only your mood but someone else's when you wear an amazing fragrance. So look at fragrance working for the community, all right? But Blue Heart by Tamine, it is sexy, it is beautiful. If you're into musky fragrances with a little earthiness, this one is definitely one you should check out. All right, you guys, so next up is going to be the beautiful citrus vanilla, oh my god, Sublime Vanille. When I tell you, they named this appropriately. Sublime Vanille is it's very simple and no structure. It's got like this bergamot. It's got, it may have a couple citruses in there, but I know there's like a bergamot. It is lots of vanilla, and it is a beautiful, clean, airy musk. And it is so stunning. It's very, very pricey. So I would say stop in and test this before you fork over, you know, the coins, or try to find it at a discounter if you can. But it is beautiful, and I find that it's so feminine, and men just really seem to gravitate towards this. I really overspray this when I wear it, and it gives, you know, a beautiful sillage and projection, because I get compliments, you know, from both men and women. But if you want to feel like you're, you know, your beautiful, vanillic, flirty, girliest self, this is the one you put on. Again, this one is probably going to be more so for, you know, spring and summer, but I just find it wears beautifully. Perfect sweet vanilla for warm weather. All right, you guys, so I don't want to feel like I'm rushing through the rest of these, but they just started the mowing the lawn out there. They were supposed to come yesterday, child, and I guess because they're trying to catch up from holidays, it really sucks, but it is what it is. Next up is Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian. So it is winter, and I bring out my black bottle, the original for winter. This is definitely a denser, thicker, sweeter, even more caramel version of the out of the two, you know, that are around right now. They have reformulated it. The one in the white bottle, it wears lighter, it's a little bit fluffier, and I find that that is my spring summer version of Love Don't Be Shy. This one is probably just going to be too much of a beast mode, thick, you know, marshmallow orange blossom scent for you to wear in warmer weather. But this one, perfect for this time of year. And honey, marshmallows, caramel, orange blossom, men love this scent on women. Like, I feel like the very first time I even wore like a fragrance to work is I was very early in my journey. I put this on, and I didn't think too much of it. You know, I'm thinking I smell good. I didn't think everybody in the restaurant could smell me. We had a big, like, probably, I don't know, 10 people at Sunday breakfast at work. We all sat down, and it was like the first thing, the question, like, are you wearing perfume? It was like, it smells really good. And I was like, oh, wow. So there's something to this perfume wearing thing. But needs to say, this perfume right here, when I very, very first got into fragrances, is probably the first compliment that I received from men. So they love this, and Love Don't Be Shy is just one I think is a fragrance that belongs in every girl's collection, because it's just a no-brainer. I love it. All right, guys, so next up on this list is going to be Gourmand Cocaine, and this fragrance is from the house of Guerlain, and this is just a very, very classy, almost like regal, opulent chocolate fragrance. I love it. I really do. It is rose. It's got some, you know, I think it's cacao in there, or it might be chocolate. I can't remember which, but it's chocolatey. It's got the rose, a few spices, and it wears closer to the skin. Like, this is one of those very beautiful, light, ethereal, but still gourmand fragrances. So in true Guerlain fashion, they find a way to make anything just very classy, very classic. And this is a chocolate gourmand for the ages, I'm telling you. I purchased mine from Place Vendome. I've stated that before. You can still get a bottle of this. I will link that video in the description box, but it is not completely discontinued, and you can still get one with more juice at a reasonable price. So Gourmand Cocaine is one the men just really seem to love on their women, honestly. All right, guys, and last up on the list is going to be Resendo Mateus number 5. So this fragrance, every time I talk about it, at least one subby has a Resendo 5 story. One of my subbies said that she was wearing this. She was riding with her car windows down. When she came up to a stoplight, honey, somebody told her from a car across the way that she smelled amazing. My girl F from the Ev Effect. Someone followed her out of a store, chased her down, asked her what she was wearing, and bought the fragrance right then and there, okay? Another subby, just I think the last video that I posted talking about Resendo 5, she said an old man approached her and said she smelled so good and asked could he take her home. I said, girl, I don't know if I need to laugh or cry at an old man making a pass like that. How bold, okay? But the Resendo, it just makes the boys act up, all right? So this is a very, very sexy, sensual musk. I feel like it's sweet, beautiful, airy saffron. It is very transparent in its sweetness, so it's not anything that's going to be like thick, gourmandish, heavy, cloying, nothing like that, but still very sweet, just like a Baccarat Rouge is. This one, people compare to Baby Cat, but I just don't really get the comparison. They're just very different wearing. Yeah, so you got some vanilla in here. Like I said, that sexy, between that sexy saffron, okay, it's sweet, and that's very, very, very sensual musk. Child, he's not gonna know what to do with himself, okay? Now, I always have to tell this for people that have never heard of this, that are just tuning in, that have never heard of a Resendo number 5. It has spices in the top, and they don't even list what spices, so I can't even tell you what could be causing that, but some people pick up on a rubbery accord or note. I don't get that. I did like my very first like initial opening spray wear test. After that, I never got it. Some people will always get that rubberiness throughout. This is not for you then, okay? Some people will only get the rubberiness in the opening, and then they are absolutely madly in love with the dry down. Me? This is for me from top to bottom, and I'm obsessed. But not only am I obsessed, the men seem to be obsessed with this one as well. So definitely test this one out. Sense Gift has this one too. So if you've never tried this, please get a 5 ml. Please, please don't get no 2 ml, okay? You need to give this a couple wears to really make up your mind. But get a decant of this, and I'm telling you, this is going to be either a love, like love, or a hate. It is very polarizing, but I would hate for you to miss out on a true love, because I absolutely love this fragrance. Again, that is Resendo Mateus number 5. All right, you guys, so that is our video for today. Hopefully I can edit out the sound of the leaf blowers in the background, but make sure you drop me a comment below, you guys. Let me know fragrances that you pull out to bring the man to his knees. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and that notification bell is set to all. And last but not least, give the video a big thumbs up as it continues to grow this channel and helps your girl out with that algorithm. So it has been real. I love you all, YouTube, and I will catch you guys on the next one.